Welcome to another episode of Pure Bliss and Balance, a place where we can learn great strategies to live our most resilient and happy life by integrating mind, body, spirit connection, and by meeting amazing heroes doing great changes in the world to make it a better place. I'm your host, Jennifer, and today we're going to introduce you to an amazing guest speaker. And also, we're going to let you know that we're going to dig deeper into the discussion we start today over the next few weeks so that we can help support our global family and our children and youth have their most resilient and happy life. Our guest speaker today is going to help us discuss the hard topic of how to overcome grief and trauma, come out on the other side more resilient, and yes, find joy again through her own personal journey as a mother having experienced loss. She's on a mission to empower our global family to have hope by realizing the power of mindfulness and wellness and how it can help you overcome all kinds of challenges. Without ado, I'd like you now to be introduced to the amazing Barbara Drtina.
Welcome, Barbara. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
There are people out there watching this right now that are probably feeling really low, going through all the challenges this world is bringing to them right now. And I want to dig a little bit deeper in terms of what it's like to go through such trauma and be able to come out with such resilience, because you're a testimony of somebody who has a huge amount of resilience. And what advice would you like to share with these people that might be feeling a little low right now?
Well, it's interesting for me. A lot of people have come into my life as friends and they've lost a child too. I'm like, don't be my friend. Through various things and situations. And so some have really shut down and can't move forward. And it's like, I want to be in bed with the covers over my head. And yeah, I have felt like that. But for me, sharing my story is healing to me. I guess I come from a spirit of how can this help someone else? And I mean, I've really had my down and dirty and low and isolated and victim but I think the thing that it really brought me to was a really deep spiritual path, and that has really been a lifeline. And I think that going through, because you still have another day, you wake up in the morning. I mean, there's a group here. I didn't know about it at the beginning. I would have loved to have gone, called Compassionate Friends when you lose a child. And when you walk in the room, you just don't have to say anything because everyone knows. Because people, for one, losing a child, two, suicide, people say the weirdest things to you. People don't know what to say, or people shun you, or people, I mean, you don't just have that event to deal with. You have to learn how to navigate through that space with this that has happened. And even employers and other things, everyone expects you to be normal. Well, I'm not the same person that I was. I'm grateful that through this pummeling and seeking through different personal growth things, or I mean, I had to go through the the pain of it all to get to the other side, and walk through that high level of pain, and even look at what can I change, what's my part, what, all kinds of things come up from that. And so the courage to walk through that. And a lot of people turn back and they don't want to change. We're in a situation right now where we know that in life the only constant is change. But change, if you want change, you have to go through that process, and it takes courage and bravery. And so I think as a child, even, I've always sort of been a courageous person, and I take that for granted. But you have another day. What are you going to do? And so when I got over the shock of this and the extensive grief, and I also had another child, and I needed to be there for my other child. And also that in the end, I mean, I'd done this little spiritual work before. I'd started on this path because I was like, God, I don't know why this is happening, but I've exhausted all the resources that I have and that I know or that I can do. It's in your hands. I don't know why I'm going through this or what's happening, but this is bigger than me. So that really gave me an impetus to be in a spiritual path, because I think when we really get down on our knees, maybe we've lost everything in an earthquake. Maybe there's so many events like that. Hurricanes or the Bahamas that got hit by me were so horrific. Um, there's no other place to go but to create and find that spiritual path and to go within. And I think now I believe that a lot of those events happen to push us in those ways. And what I wanted to say is, because I have a friend she's a real spiritual person, and she lost her son. And it's like, I don't know how you go on or what you, but if we stay in that same space of horribleness, what has that done for anybody or anything? And also, we have free will. So my daughter's death was a free will. And so, did I want that to happen? No, I did not want to happen. But I still have life, and I have a responsibility to live my life to the fullest for the greatest good. And that's what became my mantra. Because what good am I being here if I am going to put my head in the sand and be a mess? And what can my daughter's life as a legacy be for to save other lives? That's my biggest thing, is how can I use that and her life to save other lives, even if it's one life.
Wow. And I would like to honor her life right now to be able to learn more about
Uh,
Erin.
Thanks for allowing me. And I wanted to show, I mean, this is a card you don't want to have, but I want you to see how you think there, but there was a lot of dark, kids get into, they got in the goth things, but I created this piece. Um, she loved diving, and I found this wonderful book with this saying, and it says, though I will know the joy of solitude, I'll never be alone. I'll be embraced by all the families and friends I've ever known. Although I may not see their faces, all their hearts will beat as one, and the circle of our spirits will shine brighter than the sun. I found this in a book, a beautiful book. I will travel empty handed. There is not a single thing I've collected in my life that I would ever want to bring except the love of those who loved me and the warmth of those who cared, the happiness and memories and magic that we shared. And I found this folder in her school locker. And on this folder, she had made these pictures describing herself, musical, um, verbal. She was had extreme vocabulary. She loved to write. Kinesthetic, active, spontaneous, love the outdoors. I mean, I was like, she was really an interesting child, and visual. And so these were her own drawings and her own words on here. And she had made these cards, and this was by Victor Board. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. And so I captured this, and that was a picture of her and her sister when they were little. And I distributed it to all the people that came to her funeral, because that was such an important moment for all those teenagers. We thought we were immortal when, and I had thoughts of that when I was 14 and 15 and not getting along with my parents. And, that age is so vulnerable. And in today's world, it is. So I felt a big responsibility to have something for those children and parents to walk away with and to remember my daughter. And so that's a piece that I created in her honor. Thank you so much for letting me share that and share her with you.
Oh, we're the ones that are honored, and she lives on not only in you but in your story. And we're so very blessed to learn about Erin and her gift to this world. I mean, she lives on in such a beautiful way. And I can't wait to see how far your story goes, because you're going to heal so many lives, so many families, so many children's lives. And what a blessing to know you and to know Erin. Thank
Thank
you.
you. This made a big impact on me. And of course, it wasn't, actually, I didn't hear about this until recently. I think, I can't remember if it was on the Oprah show or if it was Wayne Dyer, but there was an audience there. I think it was a medium actually um, bringing forth some people. And this one couple were so sad because they had lost their baby after 24 hours. And that person had said what an impact that child made for 24 hours. And they couldn't understand that. And they said, look, you are bringing forth this child right now on the show, where millions of people are going to hear your story with this child that lived for 24 hours, that existed here on earth and now is making an impact. And so that I looked at the solace that gave those parents, and for them to be able to process it and move forward. And that impacted me. Okay, I had 15 years. And so her time was, I truly believe this in my heart. I mean, I never could have imagined this happened, but you don't know where your thought processes will go or what information will come forth for you that you believe in or resonate with. And so I truly believe that her imprint here on earth was that time, or time was gone and a baton was passed to me, and it's like use this to help other children to see that their life matters. And that's why my business is called Wellness Matters, You Matter. I think our children don't realize how much they matter.
You're an extraordinary person, and Erin is extraordinary. And we
Do
are
you
just
feel
so,
her energy? Can you feel her
I do.
energy?
I do. I do. And your story helps, I'm sure, everyone feel it. So it's such a gift. And I'm so excited to be able to support your your mission